Welcome friends, Chaplain Tim here with a 3-minute chat for you today. 10 years ago, a movie came out entitled The Way. It's about a father played by Martin Sheen who goes to Spain to recover the body of his estranged son who died while walking the El Camino de Santiago, which is a well-worn network of paths to holy sites, and decides to take the pilgrimage himself. The movie really resonated with me. You see, several years ago I did some research on medieval pilgrims walking to sacred places. I read dozens of diaries and journals of people as they walked for months anticipating their arrival to their holy place. It didn't take me long to discern a typical pattern with those pilgrims. Their writings began with talking a great deal about the destination, how spiritual and uplifting it will be once they get there. And as the weeks would go by, they wrote less and less about the city or the place they were going. Instead, the pilgrims began to write more and more about the people that they met on the way, the other pilgrims who they encountered for the first time and whom they walked with all of those many days. In fact, that trend continued in their journals to the point that when the pilgrims finally arrived at the site they were originally so enthused to see, they actually had very little to say about it. And for the ones who continued their journals with the return trip and kept up the writing for years later, their entries are dominated with the many hardships and the joys that they shared with others on that pilgrimage. And these folks discovered a very powerful lesson. Life is much less about the destination and much more about the journey. Today we rightly labor and work toward getting through this very unusual time. We anticipate and look forward to ending sickness and relieving the suffering of others, and by God's grace that will happen. Yet it is in the day-to-day path of routinely putting one foot in front of the other time and time again, of doing it with others who share the path with us, and of enjoying the incredible hospitality of others along the way, that I think that we will remember. It was Ralph Waldo Emerson who originally said, "Life is about the journey and not the destination." The Martin Sheen character in the movie discovered this, that the reward was not in trying to find what his late son found so compelling about going to a holy site. The reward was the process of opening to strangers and allowing others to help. In some sense, we are all on a shared pilgrimage together. We may have started our journey alone. We might even continue working and living quite independently. Now, however, we are discovering something different about our shared work and our shared humanity. Because in the end, when all is said and done, and we are well beyond our current pandemic crisis, we will find that all along we already had what we were looking for. Be safe, be strong, be spiritual. We're all in this together.